Cool. We are live.
You're out
So,
here.
um,
Yes.
I'll be honest. I didn't think anything. I didn't think of anything to say beyond. Oh, we are live. I think Raw normally handles that, but he stepped away. I don't know if anyone's chat yet, but he stepped away to deal with some personal business for a moment. Us, how you doing, my guy?
Kind of a weird week for me. It's rainy again this weekend. It's irritating. I want a nice sunny weekend, but maybe the time
Sounds good.
for
Yeah.
that is over.
Well, autumn cometh.
Yes. Autumn, unfortunately, not known for its sunshine, but it is what it is. We can enjoy the rain too.
That's a very Canadian viewpoint.
Just happy it's not snow, don't you know?
There we go. There we are. You know, it's the cake thing all over again.
Good God. We're live.
We live. I mean, you got to give the people what they want, and they paid for this, whether they meant to or not.
Oh my gosh.
You came to the wrong neighborhood, buddy. Yes, debate. Oh God, the debate hour. That I don't know if we want to bring that back. Last time that's what introduced Tree Void to the community, and
Oh no.
who knows what'll happen on debate hour 2.
Get rid of that little fucking guy.
Teach him to with opinions and thoughts and whatnot.
How dare.
Oh, they say they can't hear you, Raw. And Mouse, could you just ask people if they can hear me too? Since Raw was mentioning, oh God.
Has the audio for everyone. For me too, I'm in a different recording environment, so if I sound weird, please someone let me know.
He means we're not in the cozy cabin this time.
It's true.
Okay, cool. Blart and Mouse loud and clear. So Raw, whatever, maybe your the default input is incorrect or something.
Maybe the wig's in the way.
It's weird because you sound clear to us, but they cannot hear you at all. So it must be something in OBS or something, yeah. So it's rough, but it's okay. We have thanks to the Squex live stream, we have a lot to look forward to. Allegedly.
Well. So in biscuits, how are ya? Honchu. Raw Life is here today. In fine form, might I add.
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear. It's something with the stream.
The OBS. Streamlabs.
That's the word. The old OBS. He is in fact we have photographic evidence that this man is dressed up as the best Final Fantasy IX character. Big Bl'Art has opinions about that.
Are you muted in OBS, Rob?
Are you okay? Jeez. Yeah, that's probably mine then. Okay. Can you change the Yeti thing, maybe? I'd be more helpful, but hello. No, hello, folks in the chat. Can you hear Raw Life?
Well, everyone's rolling in. Mino Cross, Indo. Conchu.
Not at all. Still nothing, apparently. It's a good thing we have these pre-shows. Yeah, input is what you're looking for.
Hello.
Hello.
There it goes. I think it'll be echoey really bad. What about me? Can you hear me? Hey.
You know.
Who says here? Who says you're here?
I'm just like fucking Amarant, dude. This is the worst day of my life.
This is great because everyone can hear all of us when we can see, except Mino can't hear me, so I can say whatever I want about him. With zero
Coward.
consequences.
Am I too loud or too quiet? I've got Amarant hair. I've got blue paint literally in my eyes.
It's disgusting. Burning. It's incredible.
It really is burning. All right, if you guys are almost ready, I gotta close my refrigerator.
All right, you go close your fridge.
I hear it beeping. I got a
folks
cooler
who
full
play
of beer.
Southern saying, maybe?
I'll be right back. I hear ya.
Man, oh man.
Damn.
Well, there we go. That's what we have this pre-show anyway, to get this business all sorted out and get the audio issues that inevitably crop up out of the way. So thank you all for joining us tonight on the live stream. Well,
Thank you, every audio engineer in chat, for helping us through that.
We appreciate that.
Right,
you know, as Raw fixed it himself without any help.
Is that what the Raw Life is? Sorry, is that what the live stream audience members are called? Audio engineers?
When we go live, it's gonna be a moment. I'm gonna have to gather myself. This cosplay is good. I mean, it is. It is.
Oh boy!
So on point. I'm gonna have to gather myself once we go live. Holy shit! I need another beer. This is an adventure. If you guys are ready, I'm gonna play the song. We're gonna get right into it, man.
All right, let's get into it.
Let's go.
Here we go.
And now it's time to start the show with Raw Life, Bl'Artagnan, and Leaf. This is the Lifestream.
Here we go.
Good Lord.
Mother of God. Mother of God.
God, no.
I just, oh no. Oh no. Just not, oh no. It's just, oh no.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. I just, oh no. Worse than the cake incident. You can't hear Raw now again?
Really?
Yeah, I think you got to fix it on the main scene as well. Outstanding. Yeah, they heard us. It's okay.
That's a very accurate Amarant cosplay.
Okay.
Yeah, to answer the question in chat, Carf,
pretty
this
much
is
one-to-one.
extremely. Yeah, it's basically a photo perfect Amarant recreation here.
This is my.
Yes, can we please get some screaming roll in chat?
This is my red. This is my red goatee. I shaved my beard for this, by the way. There's my red goatee. Welcome to the live stream. I'm Raw Life. You guys paid for this. You get what you paid for. I'm Amarant, dude. I mean, what else can I tell you? Oh, it says Blind Eye under my name. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
we are.
Well, with the paint going in your eyes, maybe soon.
Yeah, I'm about to be blind eyes. Welcome to the live stream number 55. You guys wanted me to dress as Amarant, and here I am. We got a big show tonight. I mean, clearly. Here's my gauntlets, my belt on my arm, I'm fucking Amarant. What do you want? I'm not alone. I'm not alone. Bl'Artagnan, man, how do you feel? How you doing?
I am. I'm hanging in there, recovering from a cold. Generally, just trying to keep up with the hectic pace of life, and, dealing with things as they come. But hanging in there. Excited for Golbez GL First FR, which they heavily implied on stream today. Mouse, how you doing? How's it been? It's been a minute. You okay? We had a nice cozy weekend nice cozy Monday last week. And so what's it like to be back in the saddle, not in a cozy cabin in snowy Canada, but rainy Canada?
Yeah, it's the same except rainy, and my cabin sucks now. No, it's fine. I don't know. It's kind of like another whatever week for me personally. But I've been like you hanging in there. This Amarant cosplay is not doing me any favors, I gotta say, as far as hanging in there goes. But yeah. Yeah. Got a big show.
I changed my mind. I think this cosplay is great, Mouse.
Yeah, you did 180 on it. It's not bad.
I think that I'm honestly ready to go to a convention. I mean, the goatee, that was Blart's idea to do the goatee in red.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking if you played Final Fantasy 9, you see this guy fucking flexing on you, walking through a con, you say, that's fucking Amarant, dude. Amarant,
Yeah, no.
Amarant's here.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, photorealistic Amarant cosplay. To celebrate GL First Amarant FRBT cycle, which they announced today on the stream. We can discuss that in further detail later, of course.
Mm-hmm. We had a stream. We had a couple things. I missed last week, you guys. I was not sad about football. I was just, I was getting this fucking cosplay ready. I mean, look, you think this falls together? You just go, it just happens. This kind of high-quality cosplay doesn't just come together. So I needed some time to get it ready, and now here we are, and I'm fucking Amarant. We're ready to go. But I heard you guys had a nice little cabin scene. You had, just all sorts of fun stuff going on. You guys were so relaxed and chill, and now I'm here to just make everything hectic and chaotic again.
I will say, as enjoyable as our cabin getaway was, we actually received numerous complaints from viewers that there was not enough violence and that it was too chill, too cozy, too comfy.
Oh, good.
So
well,
good to have you back.
There'll be plenty of that tonight, trust me.
Make up
especially
for
once
lost
we get into
time.
the Squeck stream. The only thing that happened since that was the 6-man already out when you guys did a show last week?
Yep.
It was, yeah.
So the only thing that's happened since last stream was core event.
Yeah.
Is the case, I believe, yeah. I mean, I can probably spend another hour complaining about Vayne slander, but I don't think we need that again.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do any fights tonight. I'm just really vibing with my Amarant. I might
It's really feeling himself.
Yeah, I mean this is Amarant. I might play Final Fantasy 9 on stream. Well, I guess we could jump pretty much straight into the core event. I want to run the fight because this fight is very hard. Don't let anybody lie to you and tell you that it's easy. It's very hard. You have to be very good to do this FR or this Shinryu. Did you guys pull for core first off? Did you have him already? Did you pull for his FR? Mouse, I'll start with you. How did core treat you?
Core treated me pretty poorly. This was the first FR that I had to pity. Straight up pity. So that felt a bit shitty. But, I think it's well worth it. This character is insane. Did you end up going for core, Blart?
I did indeed. And I had the exact opposite experience because I actually got it on the free daily before even doing the free pulls for that event.
Hey, yo!
Because basically all of the bad karma you wrought there, I just kind of harvested it and channeled it into what ended up being a really anticlimactic ASMR pull video.
How many minutes was that?
I think I was able to stall for like 3 or maybe 5. I think it topped out at 5 because I did some stalling. Just content creator, pro strats.
That's
Isn't
show
that when
business,
most viewers
baby.
stop?
That is indeed show business.
I'm trying to catch up on chat. Apparently, the people don't understand how good of a cosplay this is, and that's fine. You know that a lot of like major artists weren't respected until they died, like Michelangelo, Vincent Van Gogh. Those types of like geniuses in their craft were ridiculed. And you may think that I look like an Avatar had sex with Ronald McDonald, and then that child grew up in Arkansas. But I think that I look like Amarant. So I won't speak on it again.
It is worth noting that if you rearrange the letters in Amarant, you do get Arkansas Kid. Just putting that out there.
This is Amarant from Arkansas, baby. Drill a hole in my mailbox so all my bills get wet.
Oh, there he is.
I had core already. I want to do the core fight because I think this fight's kind of interesting. Mostly because I didn't read about it, and so I didn't know how to beat it, and so I died to it over and over and over. And then I actually watched Bl'Art's video, and I realized how you can do it. But we can do a little let's play. I'll show you guys how to use core, because core's FR is really fun to drive. I really like this FR.
It's a good FR.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's off turn. Any off turn damage is going to add 5% every single time it procs, and anytime you hit 9999 brave damage or more, it procs like 40 or something. What is the?
It's 40%, yeah.
So it doesn't sound like a lot, but if you let these guys start moving a little bit, you can get it pretty high up there, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and that 40% is basically guaranteed. In core, during core's FR, he has a 40% chance of hitting max brave numbers or rainbow numbers. And his preemptive attack is like taken into consideration if they're seeing if you hit the condition. So, pretty much consistently hitting like 45 plus on turn, and then anytime, like Ross said, anytime someone takes an action in the off turn or does an extra attack, it'll go up an extra 5%. So, kind of nice mix of like general use with a more solidified niche in like these off turn niche. It's like one of the most popular strategies, but in sort of a more solidified role in these like off turn kind of strategies.
And it also, unlike some of the other good FRs we've had in the past, has the added benefit of coming with just core, who's a tremendous unit even before they added HP regen to his kit. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, core covers so many roles that like just having him like Reno is like another like the other kind of poster child of off turn and like very popular in GL, but like he doesn't do fucking anything for your team ever. So having core just like being as good of a unit as he is, plus having this FR on top of him is quite the nice little package that he has.
It is kind of funny thinking about it. Like I was enjoying using Yuri because he has kind of a pseudo similar off turn FR kind of thing, but man, you compare the two and like you can make the argument. Okay, Yuri has a BT phase, and he has the blind on his BT for some weird utility. But man, core brings a lot more personal damage, I feel, over time due to the way his mechanic works. Comparable auras, HP worse HP regen, but whatever. And the rainbows, of course. End isn't locked to holy, so you don't have to green the BT at this time. I mean, core BT's coming, but like, man, it's not every day that I feel like a unit that I was really getting attached to gets so immediately like, oof, wow. Glad I didn't blue that guy.
Why did Oren just do 110,000 on his LD? I don't have any support. I don't have any support. First off, shout out Mouse.
I don't know.
Core does have a nice little package going. So, Core's nice little package is going to be the name of the video on demand for this. But let's get straight into the fight here. I didn't bring any support, so I'm not doing any damage. I didn't really think about that, but who cares when the FR is going to be so freaking nasty. Did you guys have any fun with this fight? Oh, there's some. It's all right. Did you struggle? Bl'Art, I'll start with you this time. How did you find this fight? It's the same guys as the first time Core came.
So yeah, this fight, I found it was more interesting than the last time, just because all I remember at the last time with the fight was we just used core, and I remember in the Discord we beat this fight with every character in the game because it was that much of a punching bag.
So weak.
Yeah,
Although I will say like it was a kind of restrictive orb back then. It was I think like only Young and Core hit the orb at the time or something like that. But I mean we crushed it. So now it definitely feels like a step up from that because I don't think we've had the same like we should do this with every character in the game. It was not super complicated, although it lacks a whole lot of motivation to not no-turn it, which I find usually if a fight can't stop you from just no-boss turning it, then it tends to be a little bit less of a compelling fight because you can just push them back forever and it doesn't matter. Although it does have some threats, some danger. Like I tried bringing some teams that didn't have the damage to kill the little sword before the recast went off, and that was challenging. And by challenging, I mean I said screw that and brought a better team. So if you're trying to challenge yourself, this fight does have some teeth. But if you're not actively trying to challenge yourself, I think those teeth fall out pretty easily. Mouse,
Yeah. I don't know about. I don't know if I like this fight very much. I think was Core the last time this boss showed up, or it was on Snow's LD release too, right? Was that before or after?
It used to be Lightning. It was Lightning, right? And then I don't remember about Snow, but it was definitely for Lightning and Core's immediate.
I think the Lightning one was like green, so it's the first time we've seen this skin, but I think we fought this style of boss before for Lightning BT, definitely.
Well, it also was. This was Core first appearance for JP, right? That sounds
that's
crazy, but this time in the timeline is the first time they ever got Core. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We got Core. He was a GL first, obviously, so we got him super early, and then this was Core's C90 was JP's initial release of this character.
That's kind of nuts. Were you going to say anything else about the fight? You were asking about the boss specifically. Mouse. Is Mouse here?
All I know is, right at that moment, as you asked him that question, I saw a message from him in Discord that just says "oops," so I can only assume something's going down.
Okay. Well, real quick, I want to mention what you said about the fight. You can no-turn it. I brought Zidane. Don't worry about who the other two were with him, but I brought Zidane and just deleted them to death, and just they never got a turn. It is worth mentioning, though, like you said, that it has some teeth if you don't actively, bring answers to the questions it's asking. It's my favorite cliche about this game. But the little guy, the little fucking the little sword. Oh, they just did it. Oh no, it just happened to me.
It just happened, demonstrating it live on stream so everyone can see what's going down.
Oh, that's a nightmare situation. Holy shit.
Isn't it terrible? Isn't it? It's really bad when it happens.
Okay. Holy fuck. That sucks a lot. Damn it.
Although, I will say, you're also showcasing the reason they give Orin 5 uses of his LD.
Yeah, but here's my problem. Okay, I thought that I killed him with off turn. Anyway, if you kill the sword with an attack, it's not a launch, it's not an off turn, it's not like a counter or something like that. He will do that shit. He'll blow you up, dispel all of your buffs, and
So, just to clarify, if you don't kill him with off turn damage or a call or launch damage, it's he does a counterattack that if it breaks you, messes you up. So I think it's on automatic, mess you up counterattattack, but it's potentially, pretty disastrous.
We might actually not survive.
Oh, that actually.
I took that, and then he immediately did his shield. So here's a perfect example. Here's why you come to the live stream. Now you know what not to do. Clearly, oh no, we actually tore that shit up. He will come back with a shield. He'll just, if he breaks you, he'll dispel all your buffs. He will come back with a shield, and hurt you a lot, and it kind of stinks and it messes up your whole run a little bit. But we're actually fine.
Boy.
We got a first-time chatter, Diego Sampaio, 1986. I'm Amarant. This is a high-quality Amarant cosplay, and we're the live stream. Thanks for hanging out with us.
You can tell right away that was Amarant.
He looks just like him.
If you played Final Fantasy IX, you know.
The real ones now.
But yeah, if it breaks you, Yoshi posted in chat saying the same thing. If it breaks you, that actually causes a lot of issues. So don't let it break you. Or you can just not kill it. However, I honestly don't know. If someone in chat saw, I don't know what the fuck happened. Maybe I killed it with splash damage. Can you kill it with splash damage? Yeah, I guess not. You have to kill it with a call or a launch or off turn.
Yeah, and we have so much off-turn damage these days that last part isn't hard. Like, I actually, in my original fight, did it by mistake. I didn't even realize. I think just like young follow-up killed it. So it, especially in force time. But the danger is that while it's around, the recast that it gives the boss effectively has the same thing. It cleanses, it dispels your party, does a bunch of damage, probably kills you. It actually takes the brave from the minion and adds it to its own brave, so it's a big hit. Like, you don't want that recast going off from the main boss while the little one's alive. So you are incentivized to kill it. Or, again, just to prevent them from taking any turns. Vayne did just come out, after all.
Mr. Child of the enemy turned.
They're saying in chat that's why Core has unbreakable buffs. Yang will keep you from getting broken, but Core only does that for one unit, right? Whoever has the Oath of Absolute Defense.
Yep.
As they say. So I guess I put the Oath of Absolute Defense on the wrong person. I don't know what happened, but it broke me and took away all my buffs. It was a big pain in the ass. Well, I've had the overload at 7 for a while now.
It's time to take advantage of that. That's one of the nice. It's a nice change they did there. I don't really. Was the 10 stacks really that much of a problem? I mean, on top of they really gave Core the juice when he already had the juice.
Yeah, 10 stacks isn't, sorry, Mouse. 10 stacks isn't a problem, but 30% less stacks is just
nutso.
Phenomenal. Mouse, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, like, yeah, kind of a weird change. Like, like it's it's good for him, of course. It's just like, why? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's he's already so good without it. But
no complaints, just questions.
Well, I think part of that, when you really think about the way he came out in JP, is that the reason, he was, they're going to do it again. Oh, he didn't break me. Jesus. Why did he do that again? Was it splash damage? I've got all this off turn, and he keeps doing his attack. What happened?
When you see the ringer, Jesus. This fight's impossible.
Jesus. What were we talking about? Oh, well, anyway, he came out in JP, and if he had came out in JP as a new unit and it was at 10, I feel like it would not be quite as, you know what I'm saying? Especially at the timeline that we are right now. Imagine Core wasn't in the game. If he came with 10 as his overhead, I don't think people would really care much, but it would definitely, he definitely wouldn't be as good right out the bat, right out the gate. And I see you talking to Tin Carflow too. Running Kane in a cover tank is a damage loss due to not being covered while in the air. Need lock calls. So this is true. Kane, as you can see right now, A is targeting Kane, and so Orin won't cover for him. But as Bl'Art so wisely pointed out, I'm the master of the Shadow Orin combo. So we do teams that are harder because we're the best, if that makes sense.
You're gonna do the funny Core Kane interaction where you get Oath on both characters.
Oh, can't you? If you do that and then send them in the air, then they both have Oath of Absolute Defense. Is that right?
Yeah, if you put it on Kane and then he goes in the air, then you can put it on your other character, and then when Kane comes back down, they'll have it on both.
Yeah, see, that was the plan all along.
At least until Core uses his skills again.
Yeah, you can't use any of its abilities.
That's fine. So you're seeing 55% on Core's turns. Okay, we're getting a little 5% chunks every time anything happens. And see, there's a little damage loss there. See, he didn't. Arin didn't cover because Kane was in the air. So yes, 10 car flow too. That is correct, but we do not care.
We're too powerful for optimization.
We bring so much damage that a damage loss just makes it a little bit more fair.
There you go. Yeah, and that's one of the things too is like while Core is driving this off turn thing, he's still doing damage on each of those turns. I don't want to keep comparing them to Reno because they're not that similar at all. But Reno is doing nothing on his turns and off turns for his FR, whereas Core is like really putting out the numbers while driving up the number even higher. We also got another character for this event too in Gal. I don't know if either of you guys ended up going for the little dude.
I haven't, although he looks decent.
Mouse, I don't know if you went for him. I did. I'll give my opinions. If you got him, let me know how you feel because I feel kind of strongly about Gal. But you go first.
Yeah, I'm big on Gal. I think he seems really strong, honestly. For one, he's got a Fist Ultima weapon. So that's excellent. We have a lot of strong Fist users coming up. And have had a lot of strong Fist users already come out. So pretty strong Uwu Ultima weapon choice there.
That we're going to call it?
Uwu weapon?
It's Uwu, huh? That's
and then
why.
He's also working with these off-turn FRs as well, too, because he has 2 counters. That was one of the big changes here, was that his... before, you could just choose one of his counters. So you would never press any of his skills because his LD counter was the best. Now they let you do the LD counter plus another one of his 2 counters on top of that. So you can, with something like Core, where it's +5 for everything, similar to how Gallup would interact with like a Cryo FR, it's +5 for both of those individual attacks. So you're getting +10 every time Gao does a counterattack, which is really strong. And they, he puts up some good numbers, I think. Plus, you don't have to HP attack with him anymore. You can just like spam skills while you're in it, or while he's doing all of his counter stuff. I think he's like a pretty strong unit now. Obviously, he's like an Earth unit, so he's probably not going to age super well in the near future. And there isn't 0 Earth FRs. But yeah, I don't know. For now, I think he's like a really solid pick.
He does have some weird quirks.
Real quick, I'm going to interject and say that I forgot to put my Uwus on literally all 3 of these characters. So I have a 5 of 5 spear for Kane. I have a 5 of 5. Oh, that's a nice little 0 dump. 5 of 5 unique for Core, and like a 3 of 5 greatsword. So that's a huge bump.
That's something else we forgot to mention about Core is his unique weapon, meaning, great weapon type, a lot of characters you can do, and if you happen to make 3 unique Ultima weapons, he's a great slot in most teams, so you can run your triple Ultima. Sorry, this is an inside joke. A friend of ours made 3 Ultimas by mistake, and I shouldn't be just playing inside baseball like that. So apologies. You know who you are, buddy.
It was Eamon, you clown.
That was the most pointed buddy I've ever heard. That was very Canadian of you.
Clown. Sorry. No, we love Eamon. We're doing a Eamon challenge. Eamon Treevoid. Treeman challenge. If the game's too easy for you right now, check out the TCC Discord, and there's a Treeman challenge. There may be one for next. What's happening to my damage? What's happening to my damage?
They have their force gauge is like at its highest, other than being maxed out.
Raw does like Eamon. I love Eamon. Well, no, the brave damage. Why is happening to my brave damage? Oh, the BT effect fell off the Kane. Oopsies. Well, what were we talking about? We're talking about
Gal, this fight.
Gal. Oh yeah, and Gal. You said you like Gal. I really enjoyed Gal. I used Gal in this fight. Not for my Treeman challenge, but just to use him because I've never used him before. I've never had him EX, LD, anything, and I think he's cool. I think it feels good when a counter tank heals a lot, and his heals are pretty significant if he's a stance character, right?
Yeah. You have two stances with Gao where you have like the AoE attack counter or the healing one. His LD counter already has healing on it, which is nice. So if you can like double down, or you can like if you want the damage, so it's kind of nice that you can pick there. I had to step away for a second. Did you guys talk about the EX taking off one of the counters?
No, we didn't talk about Gao at all. But the EX, what you're talking, go ahead and tell him what happens with it. It kind of, you don't want to press the EX unless he has a turn coming right up.
Yeah, sort of. Like definitely not during force time, but like during when you press Gao's EX, it will like cancel whichever counter you're in, other than the LD one. So if you're in Cat Scratch, I think it's called, press EX. He will no longer do Cat Scratch. You have to select your counter on the next turn. I think it's kind of strange. It's a little janky. I think they could have just done it where they, if you pressed EX, you could just pick one of the other two and change it while continuing to stay in the counter that you already have in between that turn. Holy shit, Joe, your damage.
What's happening? Has happened to my damage? What has happened?
Where's the BT? You suck.
Well, the BT fell off of Kane because I used Gungnir like 6 times in a row.
Oh, yeah,
because it was doing like 5 million damage and it felt so good, so I didn't care. We'll go ahead and burst phase and do no damage in the burst phase, literally just to get the BT effect up. But keep going, talking about Gao.
I was almost done.
People are really enjoying
it's a little strange, but like I don't think it's like as big of a deal as it seems like people are making it. Like, yeah, you just don't press EX during force time. Out of force time, whatever, you just set up whatever you need to, but you just like don't press it while it's in force time. It's just like kind of a weird little like.
It feels bad, like Reno is what I think I want to say.
Gao is just like Reno, actually. Worse Reno.
Oh man, just absolutely worse Reno. That's how we're gonna reduce this. And folks, I'm seeing a lot of folks showing up. Hello, good evening, and good morning to those of you who are just waking up, I guess. Raw here is finally making good on that Amarant cosplay that y'all sponsored during our birthday show. So I hope you enjoy. As you can see, pristine, the detail work, the professionalism of this cosplay. Really, I mean, this is the sort of thing that most people would have to, like, I don't know, pay hundreds of dollars to make work. But Raw basically just used through pure gumption, got this together for you.
Most people use a team of professionals to get something like this going, but Raw Life soloed it.
This is
didn't
the
even
thing.
didn't
This
even
is
ask
the
us for
thing
help.
here. It's the red.
Exactly.
What do you call that? Goatee thing we got going on?
You did forget Amarant had a goatee.
You did.
Yeah,
we did need to point that part out for you.
Shout out
The
Bl'Art
team.
for bringing that up. But that looks great. BC in chat said Gao is a reverse Yang, which honestly I see. What has happened to my damage? Is Kane's BT effect that good? Is it?
Yes.
It's that good. Huh.
And they're in force time.
They keep
like
saying that in
reduces the
chat,
damage.
and I think that it's wrong. I think that their force time is strictly offensive. I don't think that their force time affects their defense at all. I looked at it after Cross said that. Shout out Cross, the Cross Hour, the
That's not what it's called.
We'll call it.
Historia Crux.
Historia Crux Hour. Check them out. But anyway, I don't think it does that. I don't think
It
it does anything.
It reduces your attack by 100% every 20% of the force gauge, and reduces the party brave damage. Or sorry,
Is that true?
never mind. It reduces brave gains by 60 when
It
it's
doesn't-
like that.
It doesn't say that.
It does. There you go.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yep.
lower brave damage.
Look at
Why
the
are my
third- the
brave
third
hits?
one.
My
Yep.
brave hits shouldn't be 1.
There are 3.
That's 3 times better than 1, I guess. So. Whatever. We'll be fine. We're just going to force our way through this one. Are you guys done talking about Gal? I really like Gal. Like I said, I've never used him, so it felt really cool. His stances kind of feel awkward with that EX thing. I don't know if it's always been like that. Chat, if you could let us know if it's always been like that. But it does feel kind of weird to be afraid to use the EX because it drops one of the 2 counters. So you kind of want to wait and use the EX. Oh shit! I used the wrong FR. I was going to use Kane. No,
outside of force time, you don't want to be, or inside force time, you don't want to be hitting that EX for sure. I don't think it's that weird though. Like it's, I don't know.
You probably press the right button because it'll cancel the enemy force time, won't it?
Yeah, that's right. Well, Kane's is also melee, so that should do it too.
Or
it's not
Kane's
melee, it's
is
99999 brave damage, right?
Ah.
Okay, we're gonna kill him here. We're gonna kill him real good.
There we go.
Down.
Kane is range, yeah, but melee and range are both what's it called?
Physical, but I actually don't know what. Does it cancel on physical or melee?
I think it's just 999 damage when you enter force time. Honestly,
I gotta be perfectly honest with you. I never let them get their force time off, so I actually have no idea how to get rid of it. I just killed them too hard and didn't pay attention. I was like, I should probably look up how to do that in case we need to talk about it. Nah, I'm sure Raw has this.
And you were let down.
Well founded.
Genuinely.
Yet again, let down. I'm so sorry.
I'll forgive you one day.
So I enjoy Gal. Gal's cool. Was those the only 2 characters that came out with this, Gal and Core?
Yeah, there's some other characters who got like force enhancements, but
We don't care about them.
Yes, poo-poo on them. I'm just trying to check the time here. It looks like we're definitely going to kill this guy pretty quick in this force time, right?
Yeah. One thing about this fight that is kind of interesting is, for such an off-turn focused character like Core, it is kind of weird that the enemy is single target for so much of the fight. Because against when you want to play an enemy phase team or unit, you want the enemy taking lots of turns, and that usually means having multiple enemies. Look at Ultimacia or something with their, the little side dude that helps them. And in this case, the side dude dies when you sneeze at them. And you're incentivized to kill them too. You don't even want to leave them around just to proc things. So
yeah,
it was an interesting design choice, I think. And by that I mean a little counterintuitive, but not disastrous.
Yeah, I thought it was a little strange as well. I went back and used him in Vayne's IW, and obviously just totally played the game by itself pretty much. But yeah, kind of a weird fight to showcase Core, but it is what it is.
By the way, I used Kane, or Core's force time. MFVIII. MF with the sub. Thank you, MF. Hey, Amarant, would you give my regards to the best defo player in the whole world? Breaking news, he is me. I am him. I'm Amarant and the best defo player. As you can see here, this fight's going unbelievably smooth. So, I will say it. Any fucking questions? But thank you for the sub. Do you guys have any closing thoughts on this fight?
Is there a reason that you use the instant turn move that's going to mean you're going to get fewer procs of off-turn damage since it's instant turn during force time?
Yes. So the reason, I'm going to do it again here and just... No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Just kidding. Well, actually, I'm only going to get one more turn of off-turn damage anyway. But the reason I did it, and we may not actually beat this fight, because after this happens, after this force time ends, we're going to be doing 0 damage. What I was trying to say before that sub was that it didn't cancel his force time. I thought that if you do a force weakness, this is my biggest thing with Shinryu so far, and I know it doesn't. I don't know what a force weakness is. I don't know why sometimes it seems like we, just make their force gauge go away completely. Like if they're in force time and you do the thing, and the force gauge goes to 0. Why do it do that? If I can ask you, Bl'Art, specifically, why do it do that?
It do that because different bosses have different designs, and sometimes, like with this boss, you're intended to let the boss take a lot of turns, and so they do this so to disincentivize the boss being denied their turn during force time. You want them to take their turns and use up these force turns, during them. But again,
force weakness doesn't mean one specific thing.
No, all force weakness means is the condition by which you can interact with and affect the enemy force gate time when it goes off.
Oh, you want to see some big damage?
What that actually does, depends on the boss, depends on the design and the intention.
Oh, yo, are you going to use?
I don't know. How many dumps is?
Are we doing Scion?
Oh, I think it's the same.
If you're going to use Scion, this is
8.
probably the place. Like, come on.
It's one more dump.
It's 8. It doesn't refund. It stays at max.
Hit him.
Just press the Scion button. Come on.
Come on, Scion, do the thing. Oh, it didn't go up. Oh, there it goes. Now it's up high.
Yahoo!
Casual 4 million Scion call. I think that sucks.
It's terrible.
This should be interesting. Let's see what the Brave damage looks like right here, because we could be in some trouble.
No.
Well, it'll improve after he takes one turn. It should improve, and on top of that,
oh my god!
Wow, that was rough. That was really bad.
Oh my god!
Wow, that was bad. I would probably not spam his LD right now, just because after he takes a turn, he's going to get weaker because the enemy force gate time's going to reset.
Good call.
I am, after all, the second best player in the game.
Yes. And Mouth, that makes you the third. How does it make... Or Leaf. I'm sorry. How does that make you feel?
Just Leaf.
I'm shocked.
I said that with a straight face, knowing that Excalibur's right there staring me in the face.
Yeah, that feels wrong.
It is wrong. I was lying. It was a bold-faced lie.
Becca has just arrived and took one look at this cosplay, and probably... because it's so attractive and handsome, turned around and stormed out. So,
did she know this was happening?
Does she know what FF9 is?
Any closing thoughts on the core fight? I made it look really hard. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This fight is not as hard as it just looked. I did not personally think that through and do that the right way. It should not be this hard.
It was very brave of you to admit, Ron. I'm proud of you.
A killer for the community.
This fight's kind of... I thought this fight was fun. It was
okay. Yeah, it was a fine fight. It's not trash, not garbage or anything like that. Just, it was a fight. It was all right. I mean, I think the unit that came with it is noteworthy and good, so that's cool. We can always appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ, even Excalibur's response to the whole best player thing is like S quality. How does he keep doing it?
I have a MP3 it's saved on my phone, and every morning when I wake up, it plays for my alarm, and it's Excalibur literally saying that I'm the best player in the game. So,
yo,
I really don't want to hear anything else from anyone saying that I am the best player in the game. Well, yeah, this fight wasn't anything. You're on, say hello. Okay.
Howdy, Becca.
Hi, Becca. Can you say hi back?
I don't know if y'all heard that, but I'm gonna keep it to myself. So we had this fight. That's literally the only thing that's happened since last week. But we do have a discussion topic for the evening. We've only been on for about an hour, so we got a little time just kind of chat about a discussion topic, and this is the one I want to chat about. The Squex stream, right? We had a Squex stream, and nothing really new or no new information came out. Pretty much everything's going to plan except for Crevasse, the return of Crevasse.
You don't want to talk about the quality of life where you can only buy 4 high power stones at a time now?
That's potent stuff.
Oh, did that happen for real?
It'll make a lot of people happy. Yeah, they've replaced the max button with the high power stone exchange with a +4 button, so you only get 4 when you do it, which is going to make a lot of people happy, and a lot of people who already did it kind of sad.
That's actually really cool. I did not see that. That's a really cool quality of life because a lot of people, a lot of shitters were in there saying,
I have sympathy for them. I mean, come on.
That's I don't. You have empathy. Period. End of sentence. I do not, and that's a dumb thing to do. But a lot of people did it, and so it's cool that they listen to the community. So now, if you press max on high power stones, you can only get 4 at a time.
Yeah, it just goes like it's like a +4 button.
So you can choose how many instances of 4 you want, which is pretty nice.
Well, how about this? What if you want to buy 400 at once?
I think it's less.
I think you hit the button 100 times then, right?
It used to be easy to do that. Now is hard. So
It's
I think-
true.
I think
If you, it's a trade-off. That's what we're gonna call this. Quality of life is a trade-off.
I think this quality of life sucks because now it's less funny. I always thought it was really funny anytime I saw those feedback posts. And now we're not going to see him anymore.
Me too. I tell you one thing
Bad
about
quality of life.
Yeah, tell you one
That's-
thing
that's
about me.
very
That was the
toxic, I will
discussion
say.
topic. The discussion topic was this quality of life, and I'll tell you one thing about me. If anything, I love to see other people suffer. I'm sorry. That I love to just see people post and say, "Can't believe this happened to me. This sucks. I feel blah blah blah. I spent all my power stones." That's not gonna happen anymore. So it's a trade-off. But now the real discussion topic I want to run by you guys. I want
Is gonna be that.
Go ahead, Bart.
Is it that they didn't mention Golbez on the Balthier Heretic?
Are you're thinking that that's the FR he's hinting at,
That's
right?
that's the sign is that was this is I've read the tea leaves. I've checked out the bones. Looked at the clouds. Golbez GL first FR is coming.
Well, listen. Does Golbez have a FR in JP?
Not yet.
Okay, then no, it's not him. He said specifically.
Wow.
Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. He said specifically it's not a global first FR. It's a what did he say? It's a global first like timing or something. Did he not? Am I crazy? Chat.
That sounds like quitter talk, Raw. I will not stand.
I hope it's Golbez. I have Golbez. You have Golbez. We're big Golbez guys here on the live stream, so I hope it is. But I'm pretty sure I heard him say something like, "It's not a global first, but it's a global like the way it's scheduled is different." So it's.
I did appreciate that. I did appreciate how Josh handled it in that he was like, "Hey, GL first thing happening like an hour or a half hour, whatever, before the stream," and so everyone was like, "Ooh, it's happening." And some GL thing happening, awesome. But it wasn't so soon that we had a week to get frothy about it. We just had like an hour to get frothy about it, and then during the stream he was like, "Just I'm trying to manage expectations here." So I thought he navigated that well. Because hey, it's still it's better than the surprise Cactuar gun GL first announcement.
He's always been kind of. This may be a hot take. I think he's always been pretty good about. Like you said, managing expectations. I think that if he ever mentions something and he feels like I forget what it was most recently, but he kind of makes a point to let everyone know, hey, it's cool, but it's not that cool. It's not,
Yeah, no, I think
he has a good track record.
Yeah, no, Josh has been a very good community manager in that regard. He's I think done a good job of kind of managing public kind of expectations and perceptions of stuff.
Yeah, and that's got to be a hard job. With this community full of shitters and crybabies, where's my camera? Amarant's coming for you guys. With this community full of shitters and crybabies and soft-ass Cabbage Patch Boys, this job's got to be rough. And so, shout out to Josh for dealing with you fucking crybabies.
You'll recognize that quote from FF9 if you've ever played it.
Yeah,
so.
that's Amarant says that to Zidane
That's
and
what-
the crew. So.
Anytime he presses the throw command, he says that.
But for real, I do want to end the show with a little bit of a discussion about. We got Crevasse back. I am a die-hard, to my core, Crevasse stan. I think that Crevasse, because I got a perfect record, everyone who else got a perfect record was faking it, in my opinion, and I don't think they really did. I think they photoshopped it. I spent American money, dollars, to get a perfect record on that Crevasse, and so Crevasse at the time came out. It was garbage time. They had a couple of chaos, a couple Lupe, then some Lupe Plus. I think that having Crevasse back, first off, any global first. I want to before we even start this conversation, any global first phenomenal. I will take anything if it's a global first. I think it's great. But Crevasse, I love. Personally, I thought it was cool as hell. Yes, you had to have 3 green staff, 3 blue greatsword, and 3 yellow sword. But if you've been playing for longer than, if you've been playing for a while, you should have had that. And you should have been able to perfect it. So I love Crevasse, and I think that in Shinryu specifically, it's going to give us some really cool stuff. I think they're going to have codes for orbs, for like a Luffy, or 2 Luffys, and then 2 Luffy plus, and then like codes for the Shinryu force weakness, or whatever. I don't know what they're going to do. It's going to be cool. So I'm super excited. But the question I want to pose to you guys is, how do you think Crevasse stacks up to D2D and Equinox? Which do you prefer, and how do you feel about Crevasse coming back? You guys can, either one of you can go. I don't know.
Yes, you want to take this first, or
Yeah, Crevasse is the worst one, easily.
Crevasse is
sucks.
what now?
Ross is the worst one between those 3.
he's saying Crevasse sucks.
Are you shitting me?
You gotta say it for the people in the back.
Yeah, Crevasse sucks.
You heard it here
Fuck
first,
Crevasse.
folks.
Crevasse, okay. Equinox 7 great fights with lockout, no friends, excellent. D2D, like pretty much the same thing, but it was the same events as we had. Crevasse was like a bunch of like no good shitter fights, and then like one or two good fights maybe. And then yeah, the codes are whatever. They're fun. They're fine, but
Okay, let me ask you this. Mouse. You're a tough guy. Did you get a perfect? Do you have a perfect screenshot you can show me, or a video proving that it wasn't photoshopped? Do you have that?
sorry, I do not at this time.
Oh,
You know
okay.
he
So I
does.
thought someone who actually did Crevasse had an opinion, but I guess not. I guess it's somebody who couldn't do Crevasse, who didn't like it. So
No.
Mr. Amarant, I will say, there is someone on this call, myself, who did do Crevasse, has a video proof on my channel. If you go to YouTube and look up Bl'Artagnan. But I gotta say, I kind of agree with Mouse on this one, with actual experience to back it up, having played the event. That was unnecessary. You're on my side. I'm sorry, Mouse. Mouse did it too. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure I saw it somewhere. But in terms of stacking up the 3, which, I mean, take it or leave it. Like, if it was a choice between no special event this month and Crevasse, easy. Crevasse, we take that. I think the reason that I'm a little gun shy about Crevasse after the first time they ran it is because the fights were pretty uninspired. They were pretty generic copy paste. Like, you just kind of no turn the boss and just hope that you pulled the right units to slot in there. And there was no opportunity for you to go back in time and kind of pull for the units you needed to make it work. It's like, oh, I sure hope you pulled Ash or whoever fits the criterion there, which is something that like the crazy players plan for Abyss lockout codes. Like, crazy people are like, oh, I'm gonna pick up Kamari because I want a black spear, or I need a blue fist, so I'm gonna pick up 8, even though I don't really like whatever. So the maniacs do that, but in practical terms, people aren't playing that way. And if they are to make us play that way, they have to condition us to do that. So Crevasse is not a frequent enough event for that to be a justifiable thing to expect from players. Oh, you got to plan for the lockout codes with your weapon types when you pull. It's ridiculous. So if there was a way to like fit in there and kind of go back, basically what I'm trying to say is an event like this events should incentivize the player to pull, and this didn't incentivize the player to pull. It just punished them for either being a new player or not pulling at the time. I saw that finger wave, Amarant. You sit down.
Let me tell you how it goes. Okay, so first off,
and this is not even comparing to the other 2 fights.
Right.
This is just my initial impressions of Crevasse.
About Crevasse, and that's fine. Let me tell you something. Mino has held this not shout out. Mino, we're not on speaking terms. I'm angry with Mino, but I do want to. He has always said that the game has been around for so long that there is no way to kind of lock out your roster or kind of roster check you as effectively as crystal colors, and weapon types. There's just not. And I think, as someone who's played for a long time and has a lot of characters, I think that he's 100% right. There is no other way better than to, and it's not arbitrary. It's arbitrary when you find out, oh God, I didn't pull enough. I don't have this color. I don't have this weapon type. If you don't have it, then that's a skill issue. Okay, and that's about Crevasse in general. But I want to take a tangent and tell y'all. First off, Equinox isn't even an event. Equinox is literally just fights, just global first fights. I loved Equinox. Don't get me wrong. I thought it was great. Join co-op. I didn't do it. God, I didn't do it. I loved Equinox, but
You get free
Equinox
recruit again.
is literally just fights. It's not a game mode. The fights that they gave us for that specific Equinox, yes, they were great, but who knows if the next one's
Okay,
going to be
so Raw,
Crevasse
I gotta
and
ask you a
D2
question.
are actual game modes. Go ahead, Bart.
So, so if Crevasse is just fights, what is D2D?
D2D is more, it's lockout, and it's more rewards for the same fights you already done, but it goes throughout a whole month.
So, but it's fights. It's just fights. It just fights with lockouts. That's what Equinox is. D2D is the same thing.
But Equinox is new fights, quote unquote. Well, they are new fights. They were global first fights, and you're essentially trusting that the global first fight is going to be something good. You don't ever know if the global fight is going to be something good. D2D is a easily implemented monthly every time you do these fights, and then you can also do them again with lockouts to get some like nominal rewards.
So who do you use for the second time D2D came around?
This is only the second time Crevassequinoxgate came around.
But yeah, no, but that one they have to build. They have to build it. D2D, like you're saying, they could copy paste it, and that's what we all had our hopes up for. Why we were excited, and then they didn't, and so we're disappointed in that because that's the potential. D2D was lazy unless they repeated it, and they might in the future. They're reviewing feedback and stuff. I still have my hopes up because I'm a insufferable optimist. But Crevasse, with events like Equinox and Crevasse, because they don't come around every month, they come around once in a blue moon. We expect them, like a GL first character, we expect the GL first fights to have a lot of quality put into them. And if the last time the fights didn't quite add up in that regard, they, whereas with Equinox, so far, every Equinox event they put out, the fights have been engaging, interesting, and not overwhelmingly toxic, which is, a tricky balance to hit. And I think they hit that.
Okay, so to be clear, what is your list, your order from D2D, Crevasse, Equinox?
So, in this reality as we stand it, I put Equinox above D2D. If D2D was every month, I'd like it more. And then Equinox, or then Crevasse at the bottom. Oh no, Cross is getting toxic in chat.
Shout out Somegi, our friend, our confidant, our former co-host, Somegi, saved the co-op. Shout out Somegi. I don't know if Leaf is here. Leaf, do you want to put your 1, 2, 3 in order real quick before I win the debate?
Yeah, I think I'm with Blart on the order. Equinox, GL first. Unique fights are always interesting. D2D, excellent. Good lockout content, and it should be easy to put out. And then Crevasse has fucking chaos fights or whatever, so it sucks.
Okay, that's fine. So here's the correct list. Number 1 is Crevasse. Okay, Crevasse is the best. Crevasse, you make your own content. And now that we're moving into Shinryu, Crevasse is going to let us. It's going to have at least 3 Shinryu global first fights, and it's going to let us build them. I don't know if the Lufania fights earlier in the Crevasse are going to allow us to change the orb. That's fine, but there's going to be Shinryus that we will be able to build. And then to get a perfect score, it's going to test your roster. Equinox is dead last because
Damn.
if you have a busted ass roster and you've only played for, let me put it this way, Equinox comes out tomorrow. Someone who's only played through Force era or through Shinryu era and pulled the whole time of Shinryu is going to blow it out of the water. Okay, they're going to cam one stage. They're going to Luna Freya another stage. They're going to core Arin Gladio off turn another stage. They're going to destroy it. Crevasse, to get a perfect record, a perfect score, Crevasse is going to demand more of you. Whether you guys think it's dumb to demand, crystal and weapon types or not, that's fine. But indubitably, that's a $5 word, and I can't fucking afford it. Indubitably, it asks more of your roster. I think that a gacha game should reward people who've played it and people who have pooled more than new players are players who hoard. And I think a lot of people who didn't like Crevasse were upset that and Crevasse, first off, Crevasse the way it came out and Crevasse the way you're about to see it, not even going to be close. They're not going to be similar. They're going to be similar, but they're not going to be the same because that one was a couple chaos, Luffy. Everybody was making fun of the way I said Luffy. How do you say it?
Lufenia? Loof?
Luffy. I thought
That's the thing you use to clean yourself in the shower.
a loofah.
Yeah.
A
Yeah, that's
Luffy,
what you're saying.
and then a couple Luffy pluses. This is going to be Luffy plus, and Shinryu. So I think that without any debate, Crevasse has to be the best. Because if you think that it's too easy, then get a highest score. The highest score was not easy. A lot of people are going back and saying, "Oh, the highest score was just a skill check or just a fucking roster check." You had to drag, unless you had every single character built and maxed. You were gonna have to drag a shitter, and people say that that's not the premier way the game's played, and I disagree. Again, he will go unnamed, but earlier today someone made a good point. You have to drag shitters all the time in life. At work, you have to drag shitters. In your family, there's shitters all around. Sometimes it's a good life lesson to have to drag a shitter. And if anyone can debate anything I just said about Crevasse, please speak up, because I know that you can.
Well, attempting mic drop there. Mouse, do you want to take this or?
You can go ahead.
Yeah. So.
Oh, they're passing it off back and forth because they.
No, just because we're nice, polite partners in this endeavor to make you look like.
Me and Blight are very close now. They're a nice, lovely. We're like polite to each other. It's nice.
Oh.
It was a really nice vacation last week.
Oh.
Yeah, shame you couldn't be there.
That's what we're gonna do. Okay, Bart, please go ahead before I say something. Before I say something that I can't take back on stream. Go ahead.
So I'm all about the the rewarding players who've been playing the game for a while with the roster check, but this was the way it was implemented, and like you said, it'll be different. Who knows what changes they'll make? Maybe it will be better, and we'll say, wow, this is so much better. We love this, and I'm open to that. I'm excited about that idea. The way it was implemented, you say you have to carry some shitters. You had to pull Garnet, so you needed Garnet, which was on banner, but that's fine. But in order to get the 3 green, you're not using like a Zonde Strago and then like Bronze Garnet team to get through that. You pretty much had to have Vayne, I think, if I remember right. He was like for the blue greatsword, it was not as expensive as you'd think, and there were some awkward choices like Ash or like Pain or something in there that you had to kind of work around to get through.
Ash, exactly.
And and what it came down to was it was a dice roll because what if you didn't like Ash? What if you just didn't you didn't like Vayne? You didn't feel like pulling for them because you didn't want to have every weapon in the game. I think that's a shitty way to punish someone just because they didn't roll the dice right, at the right time. Now, in terms of pure quantity, like that's what I like about Dare to Defy is it's not asking you to have the specific right characters. It's just it's asking you to have enough characters of a certain quality level, which is a reasonable thing to ask. I mean, you're saying, okay, someone who's been playing for 2 months can blow up this content. If they can do that, I'm okay with that. I think the content has to be tuned to the power level of the player. If we have enough powerful things that you can blow out 7 fights in a row, no contest, that's a problem. I think with the fight design, not with the concept of the event. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense, and it's reasonable, and that's why I hate you.
Where's
so
BC? Pull BC in.
Pull BC
Oh
in.
no! He
I don't
left.
care.
You fucking chased him away.
I don't care. Here's the thing. And Mino, I hate being on Mino's side, but it's fucking true. It should be hard. And you said, oh, you have to bring in Ash, or you know, the blue greatsword was tough. It was tough. It's actually supposed to be tough. And with Equinox, real quick before I let Mino go on a rant that he will probably eventually take back, spineless, but you worry that you don't have the characters necessary for this event. Well, then you should have pulled more. How many people said, oh, I just can't get a perfect crevasse because I don't have a blue greatsword? How many gems did you have at the time? Did you have 200, 400, 500, 800,000 gems? Millions of gems? And you didn't have any blue greatsword users to pair with Cloud and Vayne? Yeah. Well, you should have fucking pulled more. And Equinox depends specifically on those fights. They're global first. The time that they came, they did a good job. Of course, I had a great time with Equinox. But all that it is fight design. Period. Crevasse enters another level. They could drop just as good fight designs and then also say, hey, if you want to get a perfect on this, you have to do these cool ass fights. And I hope you pulled a black crystal spear user, because if you didn't, you're screwed. And for me personally, I think that is a step above just an Equinox where it's, oh, did they design a good fight? Yeah, they designed a good fight, but you can fucking bring anybody you want.
Doesn't Kane fit those qualities?
Fucking BC's in chat. Yeah, so you have Kane, and then who else? Kamari. Is Kamari Black Crystal?
I think so. Is Liud Black Crystal?
Yeah. Kimari is, I know that much.
That sounds right.
Alright, so you don't have Kane, Kamari, and Lude. You can't do it. I'm okay with that.
It sounds like the Dulan again.
Lude is red crystal for what it's worth.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, so I don't think there is enough
encroaching
here.
Dulan territory, because that was actually a literal condition on that fight, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Black crystal and spear. Good times.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's a pumped up version of Abyss, right?
Oh, and Iroha and Quina.
Yeah.
That's
There you
fine.
go.
That's fine with me. D2D is great because it's just the same fights over again. But Equinox, what if the next Equinox? Let me posit this question, and all you Equinox defenders, let me know how you feel. Equinox comes out again, and all the fights suck this time.
You mean like the fights are like they were in Crevasse?
Right, but there's no Crevasse. Okay, perfect. You just helped my argument. Okay, so they're all like the Crevasse fights, and they suck.
Okay,
But there's
so they
no
suck.
Crevasse codes. Blart, Mr. Smart Guy,
Okay.
Mr.
Then in
Smart
that case,
Genius.
what you're telling me is, so instead of having to carry this shitty, CP35 Zonde or whatever, I can actually use characters I enjoy pressing buttons for at least.
Yeah, I don't have to do a shitty fight and then also carry a shitty character through a shitty fight for the
enjoy the
code.
experience of pressing the buttons instead of being like,
So
well,
what Bl'Art is saying that Crevasse is worse than Equinox is worst.
thank you, BC. I'm glad.
Wait,
I'm glad you're here.
Equinox is worst?
So no, Equinox at its worst is better than Crevasse at its worst.
Mino,
I think
speak
that's
up,
what Bl'Art's trying to
because
say.
I know that you're going to be on my side. Speak up. How do you rank the
I've
three?
lost track. You ranted so long when I came in. I don't even know what the fucking argument is.
Rant the
anymore.
three-
I don't
Rate-
have a stake in this, by the way. I just don't
I
like
actually
I don't like Abyss.
I
and
just saw
Weapon and
something
Crystal
that
Codes.
enraged me in chat where Somegi says it wasn't tough if you had the right characters, though. That's the game. That's gotcha. That's every video game in existence. You ever play a fucking Mega Man? That game is for babbies if you use the fucking weaknesses.
Mega
Two-shot
Man.
bosses. Fucking two-shot the fire boss with the
Is this
ice
Mino's
gun.
short-term memory kicking in? Did you just play Mega Man today? What is going on? That was random as hell.
I remember that that particular example when Mina went on a Mega Man bender. The thing is like, I'm cool with being able, making the fight easy by using intended characters, but those characters should be accessible on a current banner. Saying, "Oh, 5 months ago you didn't pull for Strago's LD. Fuck you." That's just, come on. That's not good game gotcha design. It has to be. It has to be something to like. The difficulty that reduction from a featured character thing should come from the character being on a banner you could pull for right then and there.
You can pull for Strago right then and there though.
Spend
That's
money.
LD tokens exist,
Right. Spend
and
money.
they ran with the last crevasse.
Do you even hear yourself contradicting yourself?
How many LD tokens could you get?
Like,
Why are you entertaining this?
Up to this point, or what? Like, what's the question?
You know what? Forget I asked. That's
Thank you.
that was a stupid place to take this conversation. That being said, I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about again?
Me and Mino were explaining to you guys why Crevasse is better on a basic level.
I agree. I think I'm trying to catch up because there's so many fucking people ranting here. But I think Bl'Art is saying, like, if you chase a perfect score, you need like the exact character, but it's designed so you don't have to chase a perfect score. That's just for clout, right? That's for people to show off their collections, collectors to show off their collections. You want the whales to feel happy that, like, you want the Gooses and the Daniels to feel happy that they pulled and invested in everything, right? And then, so like the event theoretically, you can clear very easily, mixing up the teams and not going optimal. In fact, there's a lot of suboptimal codes that allow you to run whatever you want. 2 swords here, 2 blacks there, you know, right? Like. So you do have a lot of flexibility in team building, and whales can flex. I feel like that's better than Equinox, or whatever you were saying.
It's a valid point. The issue I take with it is it makes Raw look more right, which I'm not a fan of right now.
I hate to agree with Mino. I always hate to agree with Mino, but he's
I
exactly
really want to
right.
ask Bl'Art, because he's the biggest opponent on this. Like, art is your biggest complaint based on perfect score.
There was something about the way it was implemented. Sorry,
Was it Garnet being too overpowered?
Yeah, I think maybe that was it. I don't know. There's something about the way the balance of the units played out bothered me, like the way they distributed the codes and stuff. But it was long enough ago that I can't remember the details of like why it bothered me.
You know, it's probably gonna be Arden this time, so it might not be as hard of a carry. I wonder how they bias it towards Arden.
It was all about Garnet in that green staff combo, but that's exactly what Mino's saying. That was chasing a perfect score. You had to use Garnet, Zonde, and who was the third green staff? Yuna? Who was the third green staff?
It was Strago, Zonde,
and okay, that's exactly his point, though.
Okay.
You were chasing a perfect score there. If you're not, it still gives you, especially if we want to use these Discord.
Okay, you know, some Eggie's mentioning in chat actually the other key piece for why I find Equinox better is that the implementation of the fights, because it's so malleable. They maybe if it was just because it was the first kind of beta of the event. The fights were just the fights just didn't offer anything, and so just the experience of playing the fight wasn't fun. Whether or not whether you're going for a perfect score or you were just stomping through it with whatever cool code combination you came up with.
Yellow Sword has Bart's, Ramza, Lightning, Theological Moment, Bosch, Dash, and Arden.
I agree with Raw here. First of all, so Meggy's a coward. If she wanted to say it, she'd come on the air and say it, right? Like, obviously she wants to hide behind her keyboard and be a keyboard warrior and have no pushback. Otherwise, put some skin in the game and jump into voice chat. That's one.
Don't worry,
the second
Meggy,
thing
he'll take that back. He'll take that back on Thursday. Go ahead, Mino. Go ahead.
And blame me.
Yeah, go ahead, Mino.
The second thing is that first, what Ross said, right, like, even if you're not chasing a perfect score, having the banner units, because a lot of that was pushing the banner stuff, right? Like, Garnet was on the banner for that cycle, and then you had, like, Strago, and no, I don't think Zonde was, but I think 2 of the 3 green staffs were there, available to pull. And even if you were chasing a perfect score, that just helps you so much in achieving the score, right? Because it's just a big fat bonus, regardless. So it's kind of
scores in Crevasse.
Yeah, that was the whole thing.
BC doesn't remember which one.
Oh my god.
I've been conflating Crevasse and Equinox in my head for the last couple of months. So seeing Scrubs crying at the like, we want Crevasse. Well, and that actually makes me angry in retrospect because y'all wanted bullshit. I hate the filler in these shits, bro. Y'all don't understand. I do not want to dick around in a Lufenia for 10 minutes just to suck off some shitty roster unit that's been dead for a year and a half like these weirdos do. Fuck that. Just give me the hard stage.
You get punished for soloing in Crevasse. So there you go. So it's like the point thing makes it way more malleable. I like the point system a lot. You can either just qualify for the rewards, you can push for bragging rights, even if you're not a whale and you just happen to have the 3 green staffs, boom, you feel real fucking good.
How did they do points? It was Abyss. It was Abyss, but custom, right? Wasn't that the whole thing? What the fuck were the points?
Certain codes were worth more points. So like if you had 3 green, yeah, dude, holy shit!
I need to go look. I need to go look this up clearly because I really don't
participate in this fucking conversation.
BC doesn't know what it is.
I don't remember.
He doesn't fucking.
I mean, I remember the codes. I remember using a shitty cryo on one of the stages, and I'll say, but I do not remember points.
So to get max points,
they weren't points specifically; they were multipliers.
Oh, thank you.
So the 3 green crystal was like a 10 times 10 modifier on the points that you got, and the harder the fight was, like it was a Lufenia plus fight, you got more points for it.
Okay.
You're incentivized to use the harder codes.
There we go. Multiplier. I do remember multiplier. Words mean
maximize your points.
Yes, you didn't have to do that though. You could easily, without using any of those highest multiplier codes, you could get all of the rewards in the event.
That's definitely what I did.
But then you're a shitter.
Oh.
Whoa.
Exactly.
Self-admitted.
You're making my point for me, Bl'Art.
I also want to bring this up too, because we always talk about the perfect score and hardcore angle. Some of my IRL friends that are not as hardcore, and they saw the announcement today, they were like, "Oh, Crevasse is my favorite GL first." Blah blah blah. He's like, I know like the tryhards and hardcores like Dare to Defy and stuff, but this is like a much more fun event with a lower barrier of entry, which I think is better.
Yeah, think about the new rerolls that are gonna reroll again for Garnet. Please think about them.
Shout out Red Cane.
Damn. Crevasse is better for newer players, for sure.
I just shit about new players.
Yeah, fuck them. I just don't give a shit about like doing chaos or like base Lufenia fights for like.
Yeah. And no, we only have base Lufenia now, because Lufenia Plus is gone since we entered Shinryu. We're not getting we are getting base Lufenias.
That's where I am with this iteration.
You guys ready to get some base Lufenias?
We'll see when it comes out.
You don't even need to read the orb for it because we're too strong. We pulled all those FRs to do all the Dare to Defy Shinryus, and now we have nowhere else to put them but shitty fucking Lufenias and Chaos. Are you excited for that?
I really fucking hope some of the codes are like 1 BT and 1 FR.
They would never do that. Are you kidding me?
They would
never do that. These cowards won't bring Dare to Defy back. They'll never do that.
Let's stay on fucking track. I just wanted to ask Bl'Art. So like his complaints were 1, gunning for a perfect score, and the second one, it's assuming that the fights will be a rollover just because they were the first time during the beta. Is that correct too? Like, the fights would be more interesting if they pushed back, but we have zero evidence they're going to be stopped.
Once again, just stealing material from my former co-host here. It's kind of an issue with the format though, because in order to allow for you to carry those shitters, the fights intrinsically are going to need to be less restrictive, more trashy, and honestly, the memory of having to go, play through the Leaf or the Chaos fights or the Cosmos fights or whatever. It feels clunkier. It reminds me of like, I don't like playing Dimensions End because I don't like to see. Someone else is gonna have to take over.
Okay, so the person to take over is Somegi, because if Bl'Art's gonna speak for Somegi, and just quote her fucking words like line for line, she should just hop on herself, right? Like otherwise, like I'm not arguing with Bl'Art, I'm arguing with Somegi through a Bl'Art proxy. Like what?
Mino's really batting for 0, trying to argue with Somegi. It's actually amazing. It is his provocations have never worked.
You know, Bl'Art proxy is a phenomenal buzzword that he just came up with, though. A Bl'Art proxy. That's when Bl'Art is arguing for someone else, which happens a lot because he's so empathetic. But
It's true. I basically just I can't help it.
That is a bar. Not gonna lie.
yeah, Bl'Art proxy. But I mean, do you guys have any closing thoughts about it? Obviously, Samegi and Bl'Art are on the same
It's
side.
a lot harder to argue about these. You know how you complain about like playing perfectly on stream? It's a lot harder to argue when you're trying to entertain a baby that's like vomiting on you.
Oh, jeez.
Jesus Lord, it just keeps
That's not
coming
a
out.
nice thing to call Mino.
Oh.
Says,
Damn.
2 fucking sentences a show, and he wasted half of that on it.
Damn. Someone clip that. Yikes.
Brutal.
Sheesh.
Jesus Christ. All right, so we won. Crevasse, I'm not only an argument. I'm not only an arguer, but I'm also the judge. Crevasse won. I hate to be on Mino's side, but we honestly we smoked you guys, and it's not particularly close. So we won.
You guys.
Anybody have any closing thoughts? We'll go one by one. We got to get out of here shortly, but we'll go one by one, and you guys just anything you want to talk about, in the game, in life. If you want to literally point someone out and curse them out, this is the show to do it on because we have no fear and we have massive balls and we stand behind every fucking thing we say. So, start at the top. Bl'Art, any closing thoughts?
Amarant, when are you coming to Defo? Because I thought it was going to be. Well, anyway, when are you coming to Defo?
Global first, baby. Check it out. Second or whatever anniversary we're on, Amarant's coming. This was a great cosplay. Are you spinning your final thoughts on an Amarant?
I told you it's very hard to think and talk while a baby's like climbing all over you.
Okay, we're going down south. Next is Leafblade. Leafblade, any closing thoughts?
Down south, I'm in Canada. You talk.
I'm going
way up
down
north.
on the list.
That's south of something.
I see. Yeah,
Newfoundland.
fair enough. Fair enough. Shit, I didn't think of. Everyone play DMC5, I guess. Play Virgil. I haven't done it yet, but he looks fun. Play Virgil.
Shout out Devil May Cry. I'll go last. Mino, you're next.
So just based solely on the beta crevasse that we got. I lost my train of. Based solely on that, I wouldn't say I'm the target audience for crevasse, or like any of the people arguing against it. Like this isn't a D2D, and this isn't a fucking Equinox or whatever. Equinox wasn't even that bad. I don't know. People were cheering for Equinox. Like, what the fuck? Do you guys not remember that the last Equinox, everyone just ran Garnet Friend and blew through it?
Wait, did we have multiple Equinoxes?
Yes, we had an anniversary Equinox, and that
Really?
got live up
They
to
were
the
back to
hype.
back.
Yeah.
Oh, they were back to. Oh, okay.
One was
okay.
about the
And,
sun,
like-
and one was about
And
the
I actually remember that this community actually disliked Equinox because you're allowed a friend unit and everyone just friend garneted and stomped through it. There was no challenge to it.
Oh, that
Everyone-
did happen, didn't it?
Yeah, everyone preferred Crevasse when that fucking came out. So people asking for
I
Equinox
didn't.
are fucking short-term memory loss, stupid as fuck. Because that
Oh.
mode lets you stomp all over that shit. Like that's less of a challenge than Crevasse or Dare to Defy. That had 0 hard lockouts other than like various characters, but it let you bring a friend unit. So who gave a shit? But Crevasse has potential. We can't just be like the last one was easy, so they're all gonna be fucking baby content.
Yeah.
Did anyone
And-
say that?
Yeah, Bl'Artagnan and Somegi did.
I don't think they did.
No,
Yeah,
no.
but they
Maggie did, and I just proxied for her.
Yeah.
Oh,
see,
right.
there
All
you
right.
go.
There
There
you
you
go.
go.
Bl'Art
Yeah, that's what
so-
Sobeki said for sure.
Bl'Art proxy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and so I think Crevasse is the superior mode. If your only complaint is, oh, it's more biased to chase the perfect score, that's a bullshit complaint. Or, oh, it was too easy. Based on a single data point. It's all bullshit.
I hate to admit it, Mino is fucking spitting. Makes me sick to my stomach, but he's absolutely spitting right now. And he's 100% right. BC, any closing thoughts? Doesn't have to be Defo related. Any closing thoughts?
No. I didn't plan on being here, but Bl'Art threatened me if I didn't join, so here I am.
Well,
true.
thanks for joining anyway. I'm last. So real quick on the Crevasse thing, Mino's 100% right. You don't have to hit the high goal. People in chat, before we leave, I just wanted to mention people in chat mentioning that Equinox fights were better on a single basis against Crevasse fights. That's not what the debate is. The debate is the format of the content. You can't use the fact that the Equinox fights were better designed in their first run, their beta, against the Crevasse.
Thank you.
You can't do that because it's the actual content, the way that it's set up, and the content for Crevasse is better. It's a better system, and so we won that argument. And I'm about to end the show. Thank you guys for hanging out. My last thing is that if Mino upset you or in some way personally offended you, don't worry. He'll apologize on Thursday and completely walk it back. So,
yeah, can confirm. He's pussy.
We love you guys. We'll see you next Monday. Thanks for hanging out.